There's a lot of talk out there about if and when the real estate market across both the US and Huntsville, Alabama will crash. The answer about when this real estate crash will happen is actually going to shock you. But before we jump into that, make sure you hit subscribe below to stay on top of all of the latest Huntsville, Alabama real estate news. Affordability has taken a major hit, and with 2008 in the back of everybody's minds, it's only natural to ask, are we in a real estate bubble and is it going to pop? And so we've had a massive hit on affordability due to price increases, which is a reflection of massive inflation and monetary policy and money printing in this country. And then you've got the Fed manipulating interest rates, which has the home affordability index now below 100, meaning the average income in our area cannot afford the average price home in Huntsville, Alabama. With affordability nearing an all-time low, it's no surprise that we also have a 50-year low in terms of home ownership across this nation. And as a result of that, we have nearly twice the housing supply that we had just nearly a year ago. So if increasing home inventory, lower home ownership, and less affordability across the Huntsville market, we're sure to have a real estate crash in Huntsville, Alabama, right? Well, the answer is we've already had this crash. And if you look at the chart here, we actually had the crash starting back in 2019. And it wasn't a crash that everybody's looking for, which is a pricing crash. It was actually a crash in terms of the supply of homes in this country. So why did we have this housing supply crash in the US? Well, number one is back in 2008, due to the financial crisis that we experienced in this country, builders slowed down the rate of building, and we continue to form new family formations in this country, which resulted in about a 6 million home deficit across the US. And so now we have that home deficit, which has affected the rate of supply at a given moment in the US. Normally we're looking at a 1.5 to even 2 million home supply is considered a healthy market in the US. And as you can see in this chart, we are dramatically below what is considered healthy, even though the housing supply has even doubled across the US over the last year. So what's the solution? Well, it's definitely not manipulating interest rates, which is what the Fed is doing to try to fix this Econ 201 challenge. It's a supply and demand issue, and manipulating interest rates is just a short-term solution to this 6 million home deficit that we have. The long-term solution is simply to build more homes. It took us over a decade to get into this mess. It's going to take us likely over a decade to fix it as well. And so we need to start working on it today in terms of increasing the supply, and not just supply of homes, but particularly affordable houses, so that millennials can get into their first home and to start to build wealth in this country. So if we don't fix this challenge, what's at stake? Our nation is going to continue this trend of renter nation. And so we're already at 50 low in terms of home ownership in this country. That's really gonna be the tip of the iceberg if we don't fix the supply, particularly affordable supply in this country. And I think that's really what the smart money is betting on. That's why you're seeing so many apartment complexes being developed in Huntsville, Alabama, particularly luxury apartment complexes, which just really locks in those renters. It keeps them from being able to save up enough money to be able to buy and ultimately purchase a new home eventually. And so that is one thing that's being affected. It's going to increase that wealth gap in this country, because most people build their wealth through home ownership. You have 40 times the net worth of home owners versus renters. Number two is going to be pride of ownership. Just simply speaking, homeowners on average have a higher pride of ownership in this community and more involved in the community than renters are on average. And so number two is loss of pride of ownership in our town, which is going to be a huge effect on our quality of life here. And then number three is where are kids going to grow up? Living in an apartment complex versus having a backyard and being able to play with neighborhood friends, that's going to be a negativity towards our future generations. So that's what's at stake if we don't fix this home ownership crisis that we have. So if you're looking to purchase your first home, shoot us an email at moving@mattcurtisrealestate.com, or you can give us a call at 256-333-MOVE. We actually have a list of new construction homes and even existing homes that are affordable options for first-time home buyers to get started in building wealth, having that backyard, and having pride of ownership within our community.